Hey there, Hofstra fans. Welcome to this week's edition of the W.B. Mason Coaches Report here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Mike Sullivan, pleased to be joined by head coach of the Hofstra Pride Field Hockey Team, Kathy Angelis. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thanks, Dan.
This past week, faced Columbia on the road. You fall 4-2. Then you come back Sunday at home, defeat an upstart UC Davis program 3-2. What did you see from your team's play this week?
Well, we turned it around for Sunday. We had some different issues we had to work with. It wasn't really X's and O's. It's just about playing with your heart and giving everything you have, 50-50 balls, and be able to perform under the heat. So I thought we did a really good job and to turn around on Sunday.
Starting off with the match against the Lions, you open up the scoring very early. Janelle Boileau gets on the board within 4 minutes, but then the Lions, they score 3 unanswered goals. Takes you about 60 minutes to get back on the board. What did you see in your team's play when Columbia went on that run that really prevented you from getting back into the game?
Well, I think what happened, we lost quite a bit of confidence, and I think our resiliency to come back within the half was a struggle. And I definitely think we did come back in the end of the game. The last 20 minutes, we played as hard as we could, and unfortunately we couldn't finish. But I was really happy how we ended, and we pressed them extremely hard, and we had the ball in the attacking third, ultimately for like the last 20 minutes. So it was unfortunate we couldn't get on the board, but it was a great game for experience and just taking it forward.
Defensively, you allowed 4 goals, the most goals you've allowed in a single game thus far this season. Was the Columbia offense doing anything in particular that you hadn't seen before this season, or is your defense maybe struggling a little bit?
Well, I think what happened, we're adjusting really well with the transition game, but I think what Columbia did, they moved the ball really, really well, and we got caught more chasing. And I think in that situation, we weren't really communicating very well, and I think those adjustments had to happen. So we did begin to turn it around and try to step up, and we tapped a lot. We just struggled a little bit on the transition, and they were able to collect up a couple of goals. But I was a little disappointed in the performance overall, but like I said, I think we took that experience through into Sunday and really, really turned it around, and I was really happy how we played.
This week, freshman Lauren Delvalle, she gets a couple of goals, 1 in each game. Through the first 8 games of the season, how has her game improved?
Well, it's improving, and that's really what you want to see. I was really, really happy with her composure around the goal, and she had 2 great opportunities, and she took advantage of them. I think Sunday's game just showed great poise and taking the goalie one-on-one and great timing, and also recognizing that the goalie's just about to come down, and she took the shot in time. So I was really happy how she executed.
For you, a 4-year starter on defense, Carrie Cadu, has her best offensive game of her career against UC Davis, a goal, a couple assists. Describe how important she is to your team and how important she is out on the field.
Well, she's one of those players that's just invaluable to our program, and she is such a competitor and such a fighter, and she comes to practice every day to compete, and that makes things contagious, and her work ethic. It pushes the rest of the players. On the attack side, I was really happy for her. One, we've been working with corners for a while, and I know her shot's been on, and it was just perfect execution. Great setup with the insert and the stop, but she had a great shot on goal, and great composure, which is something that's really important. You can have a great hit, but can you be composed under pressure? And it was just so fluid. It was really just an awesome goal. And yeah, I mean, she's doing everything we asked her to do, and great passes upfield. She looked for the space, found the space from the left back, and was able to connect and get 2 assists from her position. So that's just something we want to emulate and continue to try to get the other players to work at in the passing game. And she showed what we really want to do. So I was really excited about her performance.
Caitlin Horan, she put in the 3rd goal of the game against the Aggies on Sunday. Delvalle, Cadu, Horan, 3 names that we haven't seen too much in the goal column so far this year. What was it like for you to see maybe a couple of new players get involved in the offense?
Well, it's great, and from day one we knew we were going to have different goal scorers this year, and again, it just goes to show the depth that we have, and people can score. And I thought Caitlin's diving goal was great, and we've also been working on that as well. But like I said, I think that shows that we have players that can score, and that makes us really dangerous not to be able to focus on one player. So.
You now completed 8 games this season. You begin conference play this week with Old Dominion and William & Mary. How would you assess your team's performance through these first 8 games of the season?
Well, I think our non-conference schedule was very, very good. I think being 5-3, not so much focusing on the wins and losses, but knowing that we can win, and this was going to be a new good team for us this year. And to see the progress that we've made in these 8 games is really remarkable. And in all of that, I think we've really developed as a team. And I think we're ready for Friday, so I'm really excited.
Now, taking a look to Friday, the Lady Monarchs come up to Hofstra Field Hockey Stadium, the biggest game on your schedule each and every year, top 10 once again this season. How is your team getting ready for the fight they have this Friday?
Well, it's about daily preparation. In the back of our mind, we've continued to think about Old Dominion and the CAA, and we've known that we need to use the non-conference games as a preparation for the CAA. We're excited that we have them at home, and this game brings so much emotion for us every single year, and we're excited this is the first game of the year, so I think we're prepared and we're ready.
Beth Anders, one of the most legendary coaches in field hockey, in the sport as well, is one of the biggest names. Can you describe the influence she has had on you and what she means for the sport?
Well, she's had a tremendous amount of influence on me, and I started playing for when I was at UMass. She was a coach at Old Dominion, and I played with her on the U.S. National Elite Squad for several years, and she has been one of the most inspiring coaches that I've ever been associated with, and everything just in general that she has brought to USA Field Hockey and the game of hockey, and everything she's been able to accomplish is just unbelievable. And we're sad that she's going to retire, but like I said, us coaches who are doing our best to follow in her footsteps, and we've learned a lot from Beth. And like I said, we're going to really miss her when she's gone. But like I said, she's had such a career.
And now you mentioned after the game on Sunday some of the stuff you saw in terms of the press that UC Davis put on. You expect to see similar things from the Lady Monarchs. Can you describe what you're going to do in practice this week to prepare for that style of play?
Well, pressing is going to be huge. That's part of the game as it is. But Old Dominion, they're extremely talented and they can press in all areas of the field. So for us, I think it was great having the UC Davis game and how hard they worked off ball to really press us in different areas of the field. So that's going to be a great experience for us with Old Dominion. But Old Dominion also is extremely technically sound, and their athletic ability is very, very good, and that's an adjustment we have to make. But we have to bring our practice up to the highest level we can. So.
Now, you come right back on Sunday with a game against William & Mary. What are you expecting from the Tribe, and what's going to be your key to victory there?
Well, they're having a really solid season, a great season for William & Mary, and we can't take any game lightly. Both these games are extremely important to us, not just in CA, but to develop. Like I said, we have a one-day turnaround. I think we're going to use Old Dominion, what happens in that game, to prepare on Saturday for Sunday.
And one more question, Coach, before we wrap things up here. As we mentioned before, conference play starts this week. How excited are you to get to the beginning of your CA schedule?
Well, yeah, I'm really excited, and I feel like we've worked extremely hard since preseason, and we've developed our game so much that it's time to shine. It's time to give everything we have for the weekend.
Once again, Kathy Angelis, head coach of the Hofstra Pride field hockey team. They'll face the Old Dominion Lady Monarchs and William & Mary Tribe Friday and Sunday of this week, both games at Hofstra Field Hockey Stadium. I'm Mike Sullivan, and thank you for tuning in to the W. Mason Coaches Report right here on GoHofstra.com.